Welcome back to KANG TV. I'm Emma.
And I'm Kate. Today is International Transgender Day of Visibility, a day to celebrate and lift up trans people's lives and achievements.
Here at LDUB, we're working to learn more about how to support and celebrate our trans classmates. KANG TV's Julia sat down with Hazel and Samuel from SAGA to learn more.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I'm here with Hazel and Samuel from SAGA and DAT. Thank you both for being here. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Hazel, would you like to go first, or should I go first?
I can go first. Hello, my name is Hazel. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the vice president of SAGA Club.
Hi, I'm Samuel. I use he, him pronouns, and I am a member of DAT.
Awesome. First question. Please explain pronouns other than she, he, such as she, they, and how to refer to people who use those pronouns.
Okay, so it can depend greatly on the person when you're talking about a dual pronoun set. So it be for some people, they prefer that you use a combination of the different pronouns within their pronoun set, such as an example with she, they pronouns would be she went to the store because they wanted to buy a gift for her friend, whereas some people may be okay with both pronoun sets and not really necessarily rely on having them switch in between, but simply using both at different times.
Awesome. And then why is it important to use someone's correct pronouns?
So someone's pronouns are part of their identity, and if you use incorrect ones, you are invalidating who they are as a person, which is something that's very morally wrong to do and dehumanizing to the person you are doing it to.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't agree more. And then please explain what a dead name is for people who don't know.
A dead name is a name that was used or given to generally a trans person before they came out. It is often associated with the gender they were assigned at birth or their sex at birth, but it can also be more neutral and simply carry a lot of trauma with it. It depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
But the importance of avoiding using them and using their chosen name instead is, again, that sense of respect, and not just respect, basic human decency. Like, you don't have to agree with somebody to give them the right to exist as a human being.
Yeah, that's great. And I know those names can carry a lot of trauma with them too, so it could really upset the person who, the trans person, if you use their dead name. So it's always great to call a person by their chosen name and give them that confidence to move through the world. Okay. Unlike what many people assume, gender is on a spectrum and not just binary. Tell us a bit more about what that means and some of the different points on the spectrum.
Sure. So generally, most people, when they think of stereotypically boys and girls, but it is actually a whole spectrum of gender, and it can go from generally we think of 3 big points as male, non-binary, and female, but there's also a ton of different places in between. It is an entire spectrum. You can be demi, where you are more leaning towards one or another. You can be gender fluid, where you go between the two in any part of the spectrum at any time. So it is not just 2 points or even 3. It is an entire spectrum, and every person has their own gender identity.
Mm-hmm. And what's the school doing to support trans youth? And what else or what more could they do?
Well, I mean, the school is in some ways trying. It's honestly better than other places I've been, but I think they could do things like having more gender-neutral bathrooms, or even honestly in the locker rooms, just having little hooks on the stalls, because you can't put clothes on. So if somebody needs to change because it might not be safe for them to change in the main part of the locker room, there's actually not a very efficient way to do that. They could also monitor more of the health curriculum, because some teachers will teach with gendered instead of just assigned sex-based wording, and that is not exactly preferable if you're a trans kid in a health classroom. It can be rather alienating and also sort of denies the trans identity within itself.
Additionally, a lot of teachers, especially this year, have at the start of the year opened with getting everyone's names and what names they prefer and their pronouns. But after that, they do not do much to continue with that, to enforce it with their students. So if teachers could do their part to help support their trans students and just their students in general, that would be very useful to all of our student base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I feel like a big part of helping trans students out at the school is increasing awareness, because I know a lot of students can unintentionally do things to harm the trans community. Like with the gender neutral bathrooms, we do have 2 of those at our school, but the one in PE remained locked for an amount of time because students were using that irresponsibly. And so if anyone felt uncomfortable going into either bathroom, which is a big issue, then they would have to go across the school to use the one gender neutral bathroom that we have at the school, which is it's not a great situation at all, considering that we do have the nice gym and we do have the nice gender neutral bathrooms. And I know that the school is doing a good job, at least, of giving people gender neutral locker rooms, which is nice. You can get a locker out in the hall for anybody who needs it, and they don't ask any questions about that. So that's a good resource for people who need it there too. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then how can fellow students be better allies to the trans community?
So students can be really, students are, because they are a lot of the population of our school, they will be the most influential on our fellow students. So what everyone can do is they can use a student's correct name and pronouns. That is a very big step and is very helpful to all of us. Additionally, when people do make mistakes, which will happen, it is impossible to not make a mess, to not mess up at some point, to just a short apology and move on and make sure that you use it correctly next time.
In addition to these things, although I find it fairly rare at this school, students should be conscious that the trans students in their class aren't always there for their education. Like, I am happy to educate when I can, but in the middle of a classroom environment, I don't always want to answer all of your questions. I don't mean that to sound rude in any way. It's just sometimes I've had people come at me with like very, straightforward in these kind of semi-hostile ways. Yeah, probing questions. And
yeah, like coming up to a trans student and asking questions and stuff that a quick Google search could answer, and just to respect people's privacy. And then also be aware that trans people do exist at this school, and to not to respect them, like in the restrooms and in public spaces and all of that stuff. Like, as someone who doesn't conventionally look female going into the women's bathroom, I've had people walk in and laugh and then walk out of the restroom. And so it's like, student population should be respectful of everybody who is here, and to use the services that the school does provide for everybody. So just being conscious that people are here and they have feelings too. And so that's always a good thing to keep in mind for the student body. And then final question, is there anything you'd like to add?
So we do have both SAGA, Sexuality and Gender Acceptance Club. We meet on Mondays, and we are here for you if you would like to talk about things, if you would like to just join if you are an ally. But we are here, and we meet on Mondays in Mr. Maddox's room. Additionally, there's DAT as well. DAT also works, is the Diversity Action Team, and they work with and around teachers and admins to try to make substantial changes in our school. So that is another useful resource.
And what days do those meet after school? So everybody can.
both meet on Monday. From 3 to 4.
Okay, perfect.
DAT only meets to 3:30 from 3.
Okay. Yeah, thank you all so much for being here. It was great talking to you.
Thank you for interviewing us. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it.
I'm Julia for KANG News, back into the studio.
When we return from spring break, DAT and SAGA will be selling Day of Silence shirts and buttons at the student store. All proceeds will be donated to Lambert House, which is a local resource for LGBTQIA+ youth. The Day of Silence is April 22nd. We will have more information soon about the day of activities.
Tomorrow is the start of Ramadan, a holy month observed by millions of Muslims around the world.
Ramadan includes fasting, prayer, and self-reflection. Members of LDUB's Multicultural Club explain more about Ramadan's history, customs, and how we can support our Muslim classmates, teachers, and staff throughout their holy month.
Today we'll be discussing Ramadan with a presentation put together by the hardworking members of Multicultural Club. First, what is Ramadan? Ramadan is an Islamic practice and it starts on the night of April 1st. It's celebrated on the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which is counted by the lunar year. That causes Ramadan and each Islamic month to come early 11 days each year. The purpose of Ramadan is to grow spiritually and become closer to Allah or God. Ramadan is a whole month when Muslims have to fast every day of the month. Fasting starts from Fajr prayer until Maghrib prayer. In Washington, Fajr is over an hour before sunrise, and it's at 5:20 a.m. And Maghrib is there before sunset, and it is by 7:40 p.m. The last meal of the day is Suhoor, and it's before Fajr. And the first meal that breaks the fast, which is Iftar, it's by Maghrib. Since we're going to be observing Ramadan, I'm going to be fasting for almost 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. every day of the month. Muslims normally pray 5 times a day all year long. There's a prayer that's Fajr, which is by morning. There's Dhuhr, which is noon, Asr, which is evening, Maghrib, which is sunset, and Isha, which is at night. In addition, there's Tarawih, which is a prayer that's only prayed during Ramadan, and it's between Isha, which is the night prayer, and Fajr, which is the morning one. Tarawih is one of the Sunnah prayers, which means it's not required, but it's a way for the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and Muslims to get closer to God. Now, what type of decorations and traditions are used to celebrate Ramadan? Traditional lanterns are lit with candles throughout the month of Ramadan. Ramadan decorations are symbolic to the moon crescent, which indicates the start of each Islamic month. Decorations are used to celebrate Ramadan's moon and the holy month of Ramadan. After a long day of fasting, Muslims like to celebrate with eating some of the best and the sweetest desserts like kunafa, baklava, atlaif, basbousa, and more. Now to the biggest question. Why do Muslims have to fast for a whole month? And why can't they drink or eat anything for hours? Fasting Ramadan is one of the 5 core values of Islam. The point of Muslims fasting is to gain and strengthen their skill of self-resistance. The concept is very similar to the marshmallow test. Not eating or doing something that you can do right now is for a greater award on the long run. What can break the fast? It's not only food and water. You can break your fast by doing any bad behavior that you shouldn't be doing normally, such as lying, violence, or getting angry at someone. Make sure to be considerate and remember this, especially when you're around someone who's observing Ramadan. How are we celebrating Ramadan? Multicultural Club is going to be hosting an area in the Culture and Career Center. We're going to be making traditional decorations as part of the experience. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join in lunch. And that was it for our presentation, and Ramadan Kareem.
Once again, Ramadan begins tomorrow at sundown and ends at sundown on May 1st. Please reach out to Multicultural Club if you'd like to learn more.
LDUB Library is celebrating Read Across America Month with our nation. This year's theme is to create a nation of diverse readers. LDUB students can check out one of our many diverse books that is about or by any underrepresented identity, group, or culture, and you will automatically get a free piece of candy. Then, after you read the book, fill out a quick book review, 3 to 4 sentences, and you will be entered into a drawing for a free $10 Starbucks gift card. We will be holding drawings weekly for Starbucks gift cards and have 10 gift cards. Grab some books over break.
Attention all students, don't forget to complete your Zello lessons no later than tomorrow. Seniors who are not done with Zello have been notified via email and need to complete promptly. Please direct any questions to Mrs. Campbell or Mr. Phil in counseling.
We had a lot of fun with Spirit Week this week. We launched on Monday with PJ Day, followed by Groutfit Day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, students dress like teachers and teachers dress like students. Today we are dressed in our spring break outfits. Tomorrow we will round out Spirit Week by showcasing our Kang pride in purple and white.
HOSA is running a toothbrush drive. They're collecting new adult and child toothbrushes as well as toothpaste and floss. Drop your donations in the bin outside Miss Seidel's classroom, room N262, and Miss Popescu's classroom, room 362.
Tickets for Chicago, the musical, are out on sale now. We will expect to sell out, so make sure your tickets are secured the day you would like to attend. Visit brownpapertickets.com and search Chicago or scan the QR code on any of the posters around the school.
The PTSA is also busy on 2 major projects for seniors. First up, they're taking orders for class of 2022 yard signs and car decals now through May 6th. A yard sign with the name costs $16 and car decals cost $11. Bundle and save to get both for $25. Order online at lwhsptsa.org. Pick up at LW between May 23rd and May 25th after school and evenings. Proceeds go to help fund the senior party.
If you haven't gotten tickets for the senior party, get them now. Prices go up again on April 15th. You can order at the LWHS PTSA website above. Financial aid is also available.
LWHS will celebrate all seniors and their future plans in our annual Destination Day video. All seniors wishing to participate, please fill out the Destination Day form, which includes post-high school plans as well as uploading a picture. If you have any questions or issues completing this form, feel free to email Ms. Swanger in the College and Career Center.
WANIC registration is open for the 2022-2023 school year. There are many great programs available to LWHS students such as DigiPen, medical and health professions, dental, auto tech, building industry tech, baking and pastry, culinary arts, fire and EMS, Cisco, networks, and sports medicine. Registration closes April 15th. For more information, visit the WANIC website.
Huge congratulations to our LWHS dance team for another year as state champs. The team took second in Palm and first in military last weekend at state competition in Yakima.
If you're interested in trying out for the LW dance team, check out their website, lwdance.org, and fill out the required interest survey. You can also scan the QR code on the poster on your screen or on their Instagram account. There will be open dance clinic on April 30th for those who want to see what LW dance team is like before tryouts in May.
If cheer is more your thing, ask your parents to attend a mandatory meeting tonight at 7 p.m. in the library, even if you miss the mandatory workouts. Tryouts are April 18th to 22nd in the LW Movement Room.
After winning a competition at Sammamish High School last weekend, LW's robotic team, Code Purple, has been invited to compete in the district championships. They head to Eastern Washington University next week for a 3-day event. 50 of the top teams will compete for a chance to advance to the World Championships in Houston, Texas.
Astronomy Club is launching after spring break. Meetings will take place Thursdays from 3 to 4 in Mr. Palmer's room.
Here's a reminder from Coach Arena. All athletes and students are welcome to work out in the weight room from 6:30 to 7:40 a.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Now here's this week's KSPN Sports Report.
Hi Kangs, I'm Ray and here's your KSPN Sports Report. Several Kangs teams are in action today, both home and away. The boys varsity and JV soccer teams take on Hazen High School here at LW. JV plays at 5:30, followed by varsity at 7:30. The C team takes on Juanita here at home tomorrow. Pack the stands and cheer them on. The girls varsity and JV golf teams tee off against Juanita High School at Willows Run Golf Course this afternoon at 3. The girls badminton team travels to Tukwila this afternoon to take on Foster High School. The team is currently 4-2 and is coming off a massive win over Mercer Island High School. Did you know that the Kangs badminton player Sunny Kulkarni is the #1 ranked player in Washington State and also ranked nationally? You need to come see her in action when they play at home again. The girls varsity and JV tennis teams are also on the road today. They're traveling to Renton for matches against Hazen High School. Tomorrow, the Kangs varsity and JV fast pitch teams are at home against Mercer Island. JV plays at 4, followed by varsity at 5:30. The JV baseball team takes on Juanita High School tomorrow at home. First pitch is scheduled for 4:30. The C team plays today at 4:30 against Juanita High School here at LW. The varsity team takes on Juanita on Tuesday, April 5th at 7 p.m. at Peter Kirk Park. And the boys and girls track and field teams have a short break before their next meet on Tuesday, April 19th at Interlake High School in Bellevue. That's it for KSPN Sports Report. I'm Ray. Go Kangs.
That's it for this week's KANG TV News. Thanks for watching. I'm Kate.
And I'm Emma. Have an awesome spring break and
Go
Kangs!
Bye.